Dean Martin was in the middle of singing one of his smooth, signature songs when something unexpected happened. A man in the front row suddenly stood up, waving a note frantically. The crowd didn't notice right away, thinking it was part of the show. But Dean saw it. Not everyone knew what was about to unfold. What he did next would either keep the show calm and under control or cause a chaotic scene no one would forget. The lights were soft, the music was flowing, and the audience was completely unaware of the tension building on stage. Every second counted. Every move had meaning. Dean had to decide quickly, and his next action would reveal not just his skill as a performer, but his ability to handle high-pressure situations with confidence that only a true legend could display. This wasn't just another performance. It was a rare moment where Dean Martin's true character showed itself. While the audience heard the music and saw the charm, they had no idea of the pressure behind the scenes. One wrong move, and the night could have turned into embarrassment or panic. Instead, Dean stayed calm, measured, and fully in control. This moment mattered because it revealed the quiet strength behind his cool persona. It showed that being the king of cool wasn't only about singing or making people laugh. It was about staying composed when everything could go wrong. It was a lesson in poise, courage, and instinct, all delivered in a single, almost invisible decision that the crowd would barely notice, but which would define Dean Martin's legendary professionalism in ways most people would never understand. It was a packed night at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. The showroom was buzzing with energy, fans, critics, and high rollers all waiting for Dean Martin to perform. The lights were low, the music flowing, and Dean's smooth voice filled the room. But behind the performance, tension was quietly building. A man in the front row was waving a note, drawing the attention of security, who whispered urgently from the side. Dean noticed it, but he didn't flinch. Every gesture was calm and controlled. He continued singing, keeping the audience unaware of the potential disruption. He understood the stakes. One wrong reaction could ruin the show or create panic, yet Dean remained composed. His band followed his subtle cues, adjusting their timing without breaking the rhythm. Nobody in the room saw this coming. Every note, every pause, and every glance was calculated. Dean Martin wasn't just performing, he was managing a delicate balance between music, chaos, and control. The tension was invisible, but it hung heavy in the air. As the song continued, the situation quietly escalated. The man in the front row didn't sit. Instead, he moved slightly closer, holding the note like a message that demanded attention. Security considered stepping forward, but Dean's calm presence held them back. He slowed his performance just enough to guide the room subtly, keeping the music flowing while maintaining control. The audience heard only the song, unaware of the risk building nearby. Dean's eyes scanned the room, reading the crowd, the staff, and the unexpected guest. But Dean didn't react as expected. Every subtle gesture was part of his quiet plan. He projected confidence without words, letting the tension remain hidden from the audience. The whispers backstage grew more urgent, but Dean's steady demeanor reassured everyone except the man with the note. That was only the beginning. Each passing moment stretched the suspense. Dean Martin's true skill wasn't just his voice. It was his ability to manage uncertainty, command attention, and turn a potentially disruptive moment into a display of calm mastery. The tension had reached its peak. Dean Martin slowly walked toward the edge of the stage, eyes calm, voice steady. The man in the front row held out the note, and all attention seemed to focus on that single exchange. The room went silent, though the music had not fully stopped. It hovered in the air like smoke. Every eye was on Dean, sensing that something extraordinary was happening even if no one could tell exactly what. Dean extended his hand, signaling for the man to come closer. Without a word, he handed over the microphone and waited. His posture was confident but patient, showing no fear. The audience leaned forward, some confused, some intrigued. His band paused with him, following every subtle cue. The pause lasted just long enough for the room to feel the weight of his choice. No one realized how much control Dean was exercising in that silent moment. In that instant, The legend of Dean Martin wasn't about singing or charm. It was about presence, judgment, and mastery over tension. The room reacted almost instantly but subtly. A few guests gasped quietly, unsure if it was part of the act. Others leaned closer, eyes wide, sensing that something important had just happened. Dean stood at the edge of the stage, calm and measured, showing no sign of panic. His band members exchanged quick, understanding glances, impressed by his quiet authority. Backstage, whispers floated and security relaxed slightly, realizing Dean had full control of the situation. Nobody in the audience could fully understand what had just occurred, but the energy had shifted. The tension transformed into awe and respect. The man with the note had done what was needed, and Dean's steady reaction had kept the night perfectly intact. That was more than performance, it was mastery under pressure. Every subtle nod, every glance, and every pause reinforced why Dean Martin's calm presence had earned him legendary status. In those brief moments, the audience witnessed not just a song, but the quiet brilliance of a performer in complete command. The pause, the note, and Dean Martin's calm reaction weren't just a part of a performance. They revealed the essence of who he truly was. In that quiet moment, he showed that being the king of cool wasn't about charm, jokes, or a smooth voice. It was about presence, awareness, and the ability to make split-second decisions under pressure. Every movement, every gesture was measured, showing that he understood the stakes better than anyone else in the room. The audience had no idea of the tension, yet Dean's mastery over the situation kept everything under control. This moment reflected courage in its quietest form, the kind that doesn't demand applause or recognition. It demonstrated respect for the people around him, from the staff to the audience, and showed the invisible weight that performers often carry behind the scenes. What he did was simple, yet it left a lasting impression. Dean Martin wasn't just performing. He was leading, guiding, and protecting the night without anyone fully noticing. When the moment passed, Dean returned to the center of the stage, a faint smile hinting that nothing had happened. The audience, unaware of the full tension, applauded as if nothing had changed, but anyone who noticed knew they had witnessed something extraordinary. That quiet control, that ability to maintain composure and command respect, was what made Dean Martin a legend beyond his songs. Moments like this weren't about spectacle. They were about character, presence, and mastery under pressure. If moments like this matter to you, you already know what to do. His legacy wasn't just in the music, but in the way he carried himself when it mattered most, showing that true greatness often hides in small, silent acts that leave a profound impact on those who notice. Dean Martin didn't just sing. He set the standard for grace, calm, and quiet leadership on and off the stage.